Hey everyone, it's Kaycienikole, and today I'm going to guide you through a mini flow practice, and we're going to get nice and twisty. So think about lots of rotation, opening up through the torso, and getting some good lengthening and strengthening. I would recommend having 2 blocks today for practice just in case. Otherwise, your body, your mat will be just fine. Let's go ahead and start off in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Crossing any way that feels good for you. Maybe prop up the hips if you want a little bit more elevation, a little more relaxation through the hips. Close your eyes, lift your spine up as tall as you can, and feel yourself root down into your sit bones, pressing into the floor, lifting and stacking. And just feel all those initial fidgets starting to lift to the surface and let them move their way out until you can settle into a little more still. We're going to start by establishing some breath. So before we make any changes, just observe your natural breathing rhythm, how it feels, its depth, its length, where you breathe. Just become a little more observant, a little more present with what is. Now, once we have a good starting point, let's go ahead and exhale. Let everything empty out of the lungs. Through the nose, begin to breathe and expand into your belly. Let it lift up into your rib cage. Your entire torso opens, lifting all the way up into the chest and shoulders, holding here at the top of the breath. And then open up the mouth, exhale, sigh, let everything go. Inhale through the nose again. Breathe in just as slowly, filling from the bottom to the top in all directions. Once you've reached the top of the breath, this time we're going to keep it through the nose and just as slowly begin to exhale, empty out from the top, the chest, out through the ribs, and then all the way out through the belly and low back. One more time, just like that, slow inhale. From the bottom to the top through the nose. Brief pause at the top, and then keeping the breath through the nose. Exhale, slowly empty out from the top, all the way back down to the bottom. And then relax a little bit of effort over your breath. Let it fall into more of a natural cadence. And we're going to come into Ujjayi breath. Start to constrict the airway. Feeling the breath create more of an audible tone, like fogging up a mirror, but the mouth is sealed, so you still feel that same sensation down the back of the throat. Let's take one more breath as we are, and then maintain this breath throughout the practice as much as possible. Let's go ahead and gently blink open through the eyes. We're going to start off with some cat-cows. So from your seated position, hands cup over the knees. Let's take a deep breath in. And then exhale your chin to your chest. Tuck the tail under, round your back, really curl your spine. Inhale, scoop the heart forward and up. Lift up through the chest. Feel your sit bones draw back. Full extension in the spine. And exhale, round, curling back in. Inhale, open up. Reverse the motion. Find that length and extension. Now start to move on your own from one to the next. Each exhale, you round and curl. And each inhale, you extend, lift, and open. Feel your own rhythm, and then add in any other movements that feel good. You can kind of circle through your hips and pelvis, move side to side, or just stick with the traditional movements forward and back, and that's fine too. Let's take another breath. Okay, sway yourself all the way back to center, nice and neutral. Let's start off by taking the left leg long out in front. Right foot to the inner thigh. Spine up nice and tall. You can walk the sit bones back if that helps, or elevate the hips for more lift. Spine lengthens up. Take a deep breath in. Stay here or start to hinge forward at the hips as the hands walk down the length of the leg. You don't have to grab the foot. Head does not have to touch the knee. In fact, try to just find extension in the spine. So lengthening the spine as long as you can and letting the hinging motion happen at the hips. Maybe little sways side to side, making it a little more dynamic. Let's take another breath or so. Easing into your body. And then inhale, walk your hands all the way back up. We're going to take the left leg and we're going to open it out to the side. With the leg out to the side, keep your chest pointing forward, spine up tall, arms reach up over the head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the right side. Left hand is going to catch the outer right knee. Right fingertips to the ground, right behind the hips. Lift your spine up. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, twist, rotating your ribs and chest open to that right side. Maybe even look back over your right shoulder. Each inhale that you take, try to use it as a lengthening through the spine to grow a little taller. And each exhale, rotating in a little more deeply. Let's take one more breath here, lengthening on the inhale, rotating. Feel that twist on the exhale. Now stay as you are, but just take your back hand, reach it up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in, lift the spine. And exhale, lean over towards that left leg, reaching that top arm overhead, getting a nice lengthening into the right side body. One more breath here. Inhale, come all the way up with that top arm. And now take the right hand, bring it back to the ground behind you, but this time, lean back a little bit more so it steps away from the hips a little bit until you can plant the palm. Left hand now reaches up towards the ceiling. Open up the chest. You can stay here or press through your knee and through your foot and lift your hips away from the ground, getting a nice spinal extension, a nice little back bend here. One more breath. And then slowly bring the hips all the way back down. Chest comes up. Let's stretch both legs out real quick. Nice little shake. And this time we'll keep the right leg extended directly in front of you. Bend your left knee and bring the foot to the inner right thigh. Once again, you can pull the sit bones back or prop them up. Spine lifts nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Keep the extension in the spine. Exhale, hinging forward over the leg. And as you tip forward, try to create length into the spine. Sit bones are drawing back. The hinge is at the hips. Any little movements are fine here that help you to kind of lubricate into your hip joint. A couple more breaths. Continue to find length. Try not to curl. On your next breath in, slowly walk the hands all the way back up into an upright seated position. Take the right leg. Let's kickstand it out to the right side. As you do, keep your chest pointing forward. Arms reach up. Inhale, lifting through the spine. Exhale, twist to the left side. Right hand catches outer left knee, left fingertips to the ground, right behind the hips, but keep the weight in the hips. Lifting tall on the breath in. And then exhale, rotating open to that left side. Maybe look back over that left shoulder. Once again, a few more here. Lifting taller on the inhale. Rotating on the exhale. Two more on your own. Really link up with your breath. On your next inhale, stay here, but take your back hand, reach it up towards the ceiling, lifting a little taller. And exhale, lean over towards that right leg this time. Stretching overhead through those left fingertips. Feel the length all the way down from that left hip. Inhale, come all the way up through the spine. Take the top hand, place it down behind you and lean into the hand. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling this time. Open up the chest, stay here or press the hips off the ground. Open up into a little back bend. Couple breaths here, finding as much extension or heart opening as possible. Now, slowly exhale, bring yourself all the way back down. Let's stretch the legs out. Give them a nice little shake, whatever that looks like or feels like for you. And then we'll make our way into a tabletop position, coming onto hands and knees, stacking the joints. We're going to get a little bit of warming through the feet. Let's walk the knees and the feet together. Tuck the toes under. And as the toes tuck, feel the hips sink back towards the heels. Walk the hands up. And as the hands walk in and you sit back, this might be enough already for you to get that stretch into the feet. Otherwise, maybe the hands walk all the way up into the lap. Depending on how it feels for you, if this is too intense, just alleviate by taking some of the weight off by walking the hands more forward. Couple breaths. Now, from here, we're going to work more balance. So hands come down, and this time we're going to lift the knees off the ground. As the knees peel up, the hands can walk in, coming up onto fingertips, or you could use blocks. Try to bring one hand to your heart, lifting through the spine, lift through the crown of your head, and see if you can lift both hands to your heart. It's okay to wobble. It's okay to lose your balance. Just feel the stabilizing muscles. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then lower the hands to the ground. Try to keep the knees lifted, but if they need to lower, it's okay. Hands are going to walk forward. Nice big reach. And then lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Reposition hands and feet as much as needed to find your own personal alignment. Spine is long. Pull the hips up and back, bending the knees as generously as you'd like to make sure that the spine stays long. Now you can start to pedal out your legs, bending one knee and then the other, and just feeling that gentle shifting side to side. Let's take one more breath round here. Then inhale, come up onto your toes. Exhale, looking forward, walk your way to the top of the mat, landing in a forward bend. Feet about hips width apart. Lengthen the spine. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, folding over. With a flat back, inhale, come all the way up to standing. Press through the feet, lifting up through the arms, lifting up through the chest. And let's take the hands down together, heart center. Okay, so with the hands at heart center, we're going to move through some sun salutations. We're going to move it nice and slow just to kind of get the breath and movement linked up together. So from here, let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips, drape down. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway, pull the heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands to the ground, step back into plank position. Shoulders over the wrists, body's in one long line of energy from the crown of the head to the heels, but you can also drop the knees at any point, not just because you have to, because sometimes it just feels better to. I'm going to take that here. Take one more breath. On your next exhale, shift forward and come all the way to the ground. Elbows in as you lower. Untuck your toes once you're here. First, without using the hands, inhale, peel your chest up away from the ground. And exhale right back down. Let's do 3 more using the hands as much as you'd like each round. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Let's hold the next one. Inhale, lift up. Hold it. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. Maybe that means bending your elbows a little bit. Opening up through the chest. Imagine pulling the hands towards the hips. One more breath in. Exhale, come back onto the knees, downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Take a few rounds of breath here. You can continue to pedal out the legs if that feels good. Inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, look forward, step or lightly hop, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to standing, reach up nice and tall, open up the chest at the top, and then join your hands together, heart center. Let's walk the feet as closely together as it feels good for you. From here, we're going to take a bend into the knees, drop the hips, inhale, reach up through the arms, chair pose. Really pull the weight back into the heels. Sitting down, tail reaches towards the floor instead of dumping into your lower back and creating a back bend. Feel your tail lengthen down, which creates more core activation. Let's take 2 more breaths. Really try to sit into that chair. And on your next exhale, forward fold, release yourself over. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. From the top of your mat, if you're not here, make sure you get here. We want to have space behind us. Big step back with the left foot. So you're in this long lunge position. Front knee is right over the ankle. Then we can drop the back knee, release the toes. Left hand plants right underneath the shoulder, either to the ground or to a block. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Nice little twist here. Really press into the floor. Try not to collapse into that bottom shoulder. Now, from here, we're going to come up onto the fingertips of that bottom hand. Find a focal point if that helps for stability and balance. Inhale, come all the way up into an open arm twist from a low lunge. We're going to take the back hand and bring it either to your lower back or you can rest it to your back thigh. Front hand is going to flip palm up and reaching up and back. Getting a nice opening, nice little rotation and side body stretch. Let's take another breath. And then exhale, take that left hand, bring it all the way back down to the inside of the foot, right arm up. We're going to do that 2 more times, but we're going to do it a little bit more in fluidity. So come up onto the bottom fingertips. Inhale as you come all the way up, reach up. Left hand reaches all the way up and overhead, back hand rests. Exhale, bring the left hand all the way back down, inside of the foot, right arm up. Inhale, come all the way up. Left hand reaches all the way up and back. And exhale, bring it back down. This time, cartwheel both hands down to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee off the ground. Hands are going to walk forward as the back leg lifts up parallel with the ground. Try to get the hands right underneath the shoulders. You can also bring them to blocks. Now, spine lengthens. Try to lift your chest parallel with the ground. Come up onto the fingertips. See if you can bring one hand to your heart. If able, bring both hands to your heart. Strong and stable here. 2 more breaths. Warrior 3. Now, you can lower your hands for extra stability or stay where you are with hands at your heart. Pull your back knee towards your chest. Set the foot down to meet the right. Sink the hips, chair pose, reaching up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. Plant the hands. Step back, plank position. Hold here an extra breath. We're going to go through a vinyasa together. With or without the knees down. Begin to shift your weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, look forward, step or hop, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up tall. And then exhale, bring your hands together, heart center. Feet step as closely together as you can. Let's take a bend into the knees. Inhale, lift up into chair pose. Couple strong breaths here. Pull the shins back, weight into the heels, tail reaches down, sitting in. One more deep breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Once again, make sure you're at the top of the mat. This time, we're going to take a big step back with the right foot. Front knee is directly over the ankle. Drop the back knee. Release the toes. From here, right hand plants underneath the shoulder to a block or to the ground. Open up the ribs and chest. Left hand reaches up high. Now breathing here. Remember, we're going to work for that balance and that stability. So make any micro adjustments that help you here. Come up onto your bottom fingertips. Find a focal point. And then inhale, come all the way up, open arm twist. Flip the front palm. Back hand rests at the hips or back leg. And then reach your front hand all the way up and over. Take a breath. And then exhale, take that right hand, bring it all the way back down to the inside of the foot, left hand high. Okay, we're going to do that once again, 2 more times, nice and fluid. Come up onto the bottom fingertips. Inhale, come all the way up, reach the front hand all the way up and back. And exhale, bring the top hand to the inside of the foot, left hand up. Inhale, bring it all the way back up, reaching up and back. Exhale, right hand down, followed by the left hand, cartwheeling to the floor. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the ground, walk the hands forward, lift the back leg up. Modified warrior 3. Once again, hands can always come to blocks. Otherwise, lift the chest. Try to bring one hand to your heart. Stabilize. See if you can bring both hands to your heart. Breath. Stay here. Maybe hands lower for added stability. Bend your right knee towards your chest. Set the foot down to meet the left. Bend the knees. Chair pose. Settle in. One more deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. And then plant the hands, step or hop back, go through your vinyasa from plank to chaturanga on your exhale. Inhale, lift up through your chest, find your back bend of choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right. Now we're going to start from this position. Let's go ahead and step the feet together. Inhale your right leg up towards the ceiling. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Take a breath or so here. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips, and exhale, take a big step forward to the front. Left hand plants, open up the ribs and chest, right hand up. So now we're going to do the same thing that we did when our back knee was down, but this time we're going to keep it lifted. So let's separate the feet about the width of your hips so you have a solid foundation. Find a focal point, maybe something on the ground. And inhale, come all the way up into an open arm twist. Now, once you stabilize here, let's flip the front palm. Back hand rests at the back leg or back of the hips. And inhale, just reverse it, reaching up and back while staying in this nice rotation. And on your next exhale, cartwheel the left hand down, right hand reaches up. Inhale, bring it all the way up and over, nice and slow. Exhale, left hand down, right hand up. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, strong and steady, bring it all the way up and back. Now this time, exhale, left hand comes down, right hand up. We're going to take the left hand, take a big reach forward. You can also use a block. Right hand can stay lifted or you can bring it to your right hip. It's your choice. Push off the back foot we're going to come into a revolved half moon. Try to stack your left arm right underneath the shoulder. Adjust your hand or the block if needed. Press into the ground. Open up your ribs and chest to that right side as much as you can. 2 more breaths. Slowly lower the top hand down. Big step back with your left foot. This time we're going to open it up 90 degrees. Set the heel, toes point to the side. Inhale up, warrior 2. So as you come up into your warrior 2, arms reach forward and back. Bend into the front knee. And then we're going to give it a little bit of a break. Straighten out the front leg. Reach forward. Triangle pose. Right hand comes to your shin. Maybe a blocker to the floor. Left hand high. Stack your shoulders. Stack your hips. Spine is long. 2 breaths. Now let's take the top hand. Reach it overhead and think about a rainbow arc lifting through your ribs. Fingertips angling towards the ground. Reach the arm up, breath in. And exhale, hands come down. Bend your front knee. Step back and take your vinyasa. On your own, move with your own breath. We'll meet in downward facing dog. No rush. From downward dog, step the feet together. Inhale, left leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Give yourself a breath or so. Move, explore, find space. And then inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips, and let's take a big step forward all the way to the front. Situate your feet for the best balance that you can. I would recommend at least hips width apart. Right hand to a block below the shoulder or to the floor. Open up your ribs and chest. Left hand high. Now find your focal point. We're going to move strong and steady. Press into the feet, strong core. Inhale, come all the way up into your open arm twist. Flip your front palm, back hand rests at the back leg or hips. Reach your front hand all the way up and back. Now exhale, top hand comes all the way back down to the inside of the foot. Left hand high. Inhale, strong and steady. Come all the way up and back this time. 1 fluid motion, reaching over. Exhale, bring it back down. Left hand high. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach it all the way up and overhead. And exhale, right hand comes to the inside of the foot. Left hand can stay high or drop to the left hip, your choice. Right hand takes a big reach forward, maybe take a block with you. Lift the back leg up. Right hand right underneath the shoulder, reaching through that extended leg. Open up your ribs and chest to the left. Left hand, variation of your choice. Revolved half moon. Let's take a couple more breaths. If you're having trouble straightening your standing leg, take a block underneath that bottom hand for more space. Now let's take the top hand all the way down. Take a big step back with your right foot. Open it up 90 degrees. Inhale up, warrior 2. Sinking in. As you settle in, take 1 more breath. And then we'll inhale, straighten out the front leg, reaching forward. Exhale, left hand drops down. Right hand reaches up high. Triangle pose. Really stack the shoulders, stack the hips. And then we'll take the top hand, begin to reach it overhead, stretching and arcing the fingertips towards the ground, opening up the space between the ribs. One more breath. Inhale, sweep the arm up. And then exhale, hands come down, bend your front knee, pivot on your back foot, step back, take your vinyasa. All right, we're going to finish strong here. Let's inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. And exhale, fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, hips down, arms up. And then let's take the hands, bring them together at heart center. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right side. You can either hook your elbow to the outer thigh, okay, like so, or left hand to outer knee, right hand to the hip or extending out. Both of these are great options. Take it to the level of depth that feels appropriate in your body. Stay here. Maybe open up the arms, keeping the elbow hooked to the outer thigh. If you would like to take this into side crow and it's part of your practice, you can take it. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just stay here. 2 more breaths. If you're in side crow, make your way back. If your arms are open, hands connect heart center. Inhale, come to center. We're going to stay in it. Exhale, twist to the left. If you need to come out and rest, you can. Either hook your elbow or come out of it a little bit, hand to knee, hand to hip. If you're hooked to the outer elbow, you also have the option of opening up the arms. If you'd like to take this into side crow, take it to side crow. 2 more breaths. If you're in side crow, make your way back. If your arms are open, hands connect. Inhale, come to center, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen the spine, breath in. Plant the hands, step or hop back. Take your final vinyasa of this practice. When you're done, drop into child's pose or any other resting position to help you reestablish that nice depth of breath. Maybe open up your mouth, let go, some deep sighs. Slow things down. We're going to take about 4 more breaths. Grounding that energy back down. And then let's come forward, tabletop, sweep the legs around, come into a comfortable seated position, and we'll grab a block, take it with us as we come down onto the back. So from the back, let's go ahead and elevate the hips, lift, take the block at any height that helps to fill the space between your sacrum and the floor, and bring it underneath. Feeling that nice sacral support. And as you do, make sure it feels restful. If you need to adjust the block to be higher or lower, please do so. And then just feel your lower back start to release a little bit here. We're going to open up a little bit more through the front of the hips. So let's pull the right knee towards the chest. Use your hands to pull it in. And then walk your left leg out nice and long in front of you. And the more you pull your right knee towards the chest, the more weight that comes off your left leg. Maybe it even hovers right above the ground. Give yourself a few deepened breaths. Even though you're using your arms to pull in, try to relax tension from your shoulders and from your face a little bit. Last breath here. Gently release both feet to the ground, walk the feet in, feel free to shake out the legs a little bit, maybe sway the knees side to side. And then we'll feel it into the other side. So left knee lifts towards the chest, use your hands to draw in. Right leg starts to extend forward, reaching out through the foot and pulling in through the left knee until you feel the appropriate amount of opening across the front of your right hip. The foot might stay on the ground. That's fine. It also might hover, and that's fine too. Listen to your body. Take it to the depth that feels right. Take about 3 or 4 deep breaths from this position. Then gently release both feet to the ground. Shake out however you would like to here. And then just briefly, if you need to adjust your block to be more stable, please do. Extend your legs towards the ceiling into a nice supported candlestick positioning. And just feel all the energy trickling from the feet, relaxing down the legs to the hips. And then from the hips, feel the melting down the spine, all the way down into the floor. Take about 3 more breaths. You can either stay still, or maybe you have some movement in your feet, your toes, your ankles. Slowly let the feet come all the way back down to the ground. We're going to spend 2 to 3 more breaths here, just allowing that final decompression into the lower back. You can either keep your knees bent or both legs go long and just let them kind of flop, however it feels natural. But if that pinches your lower back at all, just come out. If your legs did extend, let's slowly walk the feet back in, lift the hips off the block, remove the block out of your way, and let the hips sink back down. Sway your knees from side to side. We're going to finish off with some nice relaxing twists. Let's take the arms out to a T. Separate the feet the width of the mat. We're going to do staggered leg twists. So with the feet the width of the mat, let your knees both drop to the right side. So your legs are in a staggered position. You can stay here, or you can place your right foot on top of the left knee or thigh and just use it to help go a little deeper into this position, to help open up the internal rotation on that left side and the external rotation on your right side. So you're getting some hip opening as well. Couple breaths here. If the right foot is on top, let's bring it back down. Swivel the knees back up to center and then over to the left side. Same options apply here. Stay as you are. Maybe left foot on top of that right knee or thigh. And just let it help to guide you in. Few breaths here. If the foot's on top, go ahead and bring it back down. Swivel the knees to center. Let's hug them to the chest. Head lifts up, arms wrap around the legs. Sweep yourself side to side. And then when you're ready, as you come back to center, release your legs either all the way out for shavasana, which is letting them come out wider than the mat and just letting your feet fall to the sides. Or if you're looking for something a little more relaxing on your lower spine, bend your knees, separate your feet about the width of the mat, or so, and let your knees knock in and rest on one another. So if your feet are too wide that your knees don't touch, walk your feet closer together. And this nice grounding internal rotation on the hips can help to create a broadening effect into the lower back. So work out those last fidgets. Hands rest where it's comfortable. Close the eyes, relax the jaw. Exhale all of your breath out. Take a slow breath in through the nose, fill up your belly, expand your rib cage, and then all the way up into your chest and your upper back, fully expanding through the torso, holding at the top. And then open up your mouth and let everything go. Let yourself settle into this shape, settle into this moment. Let all of your last thoughts just fade off into the background. No longer of importance to you. All you have to do is let yourself go and enjoy the next couple of minutes in rest. Just be. Start to slowly deepen your breath. Find movement back into your body. Spend the next 3 or 4 breaths just starting to move your body in the way that helps you to slowly reawaken. Whatever that looks or feels like for you. Maybe ending with a full body stretch, your choice. And then when you're ready, knees to your chest, arms wrap around the legs, sway yourself a little bit left and right until you roll to your left side, fetal position. And then use your top hand to press into the floor and lift yourself all the way up into any comfortable seated position. Close your eyes, hands together at your heart center. And then from this moment, check in, see how you feel. Thank your bodies for all that they do for you. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide today. Open up your eyes whenever you're ready. So I get a lot of requests for these. These flows are a little bit shorter than a normal typical class of 60 minutes or 75 minutes. So getting a little less time, but still getting a nice intensity or offerings to go deeper or to rest and modify. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments, share with someone you think may enjoy, and I'm looking forward to practicing with you next time. Thank you.